Hello, boys and girls, ladies and germs. Welcome to the e-commerce and dropshipping podcast. It's your boy Adil back again with another episode. But before we start, I would like to thank every single person of you who reached out to me on Instagram the past week. And, most of you got some answers from me. I've answered some of your questions. And for those of you who joined the coaching program, I would like to thank you again for putting the trust in me. And I am looking forward to achieving some great results together. Today's episode, where we dig into one of the most frustrating realities for ambitious creators, entrepreneurs, and anyone with big goals and big dreams. Why does doing everything right sometimes still lead to feeling stuck and seeing others win while you don't? Let's break it down. No fluff, just honest insights that apply across business, relationships, and life in general. This phenomenon is known as same actions, different results. So you hustle hard, you do everything right, mix the right ingredients, follow the same blueprint you see others are using, and yet you watch as someone else gets the wins while your own progress stalls. So what's really at play here? The first one is the power of invisible advantages. Let's dig deep into this one. On the surface, two people might be running similar businesses, similar e-commerce dropshipping stores, posting similar content or using the same strategies, but the playing field isn't level. Hidden behind those actions are critical advantages you might not see. Some of them are their financial safety net or backup, the size of their support network or team around them, years of silent compounding experience or industry insight, mental and emotional health and resilience, risk tolerance, and access to resources. Success is rarely just about actions. It's about the context and support system amplifying those actions. So that's the first one, the power of invisible advantages. The second one is comparing chapters, the danger of overnight success. Let me explain this. When you compare yourself to those who seem to be winning, you're seeing their highlights on, let's say, Instagram Reels or TikTok or whatnot, but you're not seeing the years of tough times, repeated failures, or invisible grind that came first. Real progress, it's rarely quick and almost never visible until it's built brick by brick. The third one is pressure versus freedom. This one here is really important to understand because there are two ways where you operate as an entrepreneur or as an ambitious person when you're building your e-commerce dropshipping brand or whatnot. But the biggest difference is the environment you operate in. When you're building with real pressure, let's say bills, debt, family responsibilities, or no backup, every choice feels heavy. So testing, experimenting, or taking risks becomes scary. Okay, this is once you operate from that kind of pressure mentality. Meanwhile, others might have a parent or a partner helping them out. Maybe they have cash cushion, or maybe they have income from other places, or they have savings. Again, those people here, this mental freedom lets them move smarter, not just harder, because pressure kills creativity and clouds judgment and making it very hard to break out. So when you're running your business, always think, or even in life in general, whatever you're trying to do, if you have goals to achieve, but you feel like there is so much pressure on you, you need to stop and assess where you are. Because if you are operating from a pressure or from a lack of money, and you're always thinking about the negative stuff, it's going to be very hard for you to gain momentum and win because you're operating from pressure. But if you are operating from freedom, this applies to a lot of you young men or women out there. If you are between the age of 18 to 25, 30, you have no kids, you have no mortgage, you have nothing, then you have more to gain, and you have nothing to lose because you're by yourself. If you have a side income, if you're working full time but you're building an e-commerce dropshipping brand on the side, then you have money coming in, so your risk tolerance is slightly higher than someone who's got a family, has got kids, he's in debt, and there's so much pressure. You cannot operate from that level until you sit down and write down exactly what your next moves are and how to get out of that pressure mentality, right? And the fourth one is what I call the lock combination of success. Success isn't always linear. Everybody knows this. You can do 90% of things right, but if you're missing one key element, nothing clicks, nothing works, and you'll be questioning yourself and you feel like you're going crazy. But business, careers and life progress are like trying dozens of combinations until finally one opens the door. This is how success works. You have to keep experimenting, keep doing things, until you figure out a way for you to become successful. You cannot become successful overnight, okay? There's so many different elements, like I said to you. Nothing will click straight away, okay? Remember that. Success isn't always linear. And the fifth one is the quality of consistency. This is very important here. It's not just about showing up or about how you show up matters. Some people show up fresh, supported, and confident. Others arrive with weariness or isolation, financial stress and mental load. This affects every single aspect of your business and life as well. It affects your creativity, affects your clarity, and the ability to stick with challenges. Okay? This is important. Because if you're showing up refreshed and feeling good about yourself and less stressed, you have more clarity, you have more focus, and you can achieve more a little bit faster. But if you have no clarity, you have no, you feel like you're under so much pressure, it's going to be very hard for you to have clarity and to have that creativity that will help you move forward. And the sixth one is fast wins versus sustainable success. Let's be honest, I've seen it over the years. I've been in the e-com space for nearly 10 years. I've seen people come and go. Those who stick around, they build success slowly. Those who come and win fast, they seem to be destroyed because one single loss and they vanish for the rest of their lives because they cannot handle failure, they cannot handle the setbacks. Okay, because they were winning fast. And by winning fast, maybe they were doing all the shady stuff, all the shortcuts into, e-commerce, dropshipping. God knows what they're doing. But when they fail, they get hit hard. And the reason why as well is because when they win fast, when someone is winning so fast, what they seem to be doing is they upgrade their lifestyle and they start buying all these luxury stuff. And they are obviously, spending more. Okay, and when something happens, the income stops, they panic, they're under pressure, and then they vanish because they don't know how to handle this whole situation right now of losing their income, being under pressure, being in debt. So again, this is why you should always aim to have sustainable success, win step by step, because even if it feels like some people are winning fast, it's not always a good sign, okay? Always pay attention. People who have been in the game for a very long period of time, it doesn't mean they have not failed, because every single entrepreneur goes through this phase of life when nothing works. It seems like your back is against the wall. You feel lonely. There is no one there. Nobody seems to understand your vision. Okay, we all go through it. I still go through it every now and then, setbacks, failures, being in that mentality of pressure and stuff like that. But I always seem to know how to get out of it because I've done it. I've gone through it time and time again. So I've got this resilience around setbacks and failures and stuff like that. But for someone who's new and then they found success so fast, they're going to be struggling. And the seventh one is timing and luck. Opportunity often comes down to timing because you have the right idea, meeting the right market, or you meet the right people at the right time. Okay, sometimes you're early, sometimes you're late, but persistence increases your odds. But every win has a timing component. You have to understand this. Nothing ever happens for just like that. There's always reasons why certain things happen. Probably if nothing is happening to you, maybe you are catching the trend when it's finishing, or you're too early, or you should always understand that timing is very, very important. Some people call it luck, but it's to do with timing, really. If you time the market at the right time, you meet the right people at the right time, you are in the right environment at the right time, because timing is so important, guys. The real truth really is you're not losing because you lack skills or grit. And I've seen it time and time again when I sit down with people and coach them and offer them mentorship. I always see it. I'll be like, most people are smart. They have the skill set, they have everything, but there is always certain things missing. It's either trying to get them to get out of that pressure mindset into abundance mindset, into thinking like the freedom mindset, especially if those of you who have access to cash, access to credit cards, access to ways to, have money to operate your business. But for those of you who don't have an income, don't have a job, I always say the best thing to do right now is just to go and learn and understand, e-commerce or dropshipping, how it works. You can't really, invest into something that's big. You can't really invest into mentorship or into coaching yet. The best thing to do right now is just go and learn by yourself, because you need that money. Instead of you paying someone, to do it for you, especially if you have no money, that means you're not working. I'm talking about someone who has no job at all. But if you have a job and you're going to be getting paid for the next year or so, that's fine. You can get someone to help you and offer you coaching and build a business with you. And so you can understand how it works, because he's been through every single journey you could ever imagine. He's gone through ups and downs with the e-commerce and dropshipping and all of that stuff. So he's going to teach you ins and outs of the business, and it will help you bridge the gap between where you are and where you are heading. Doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. There is no, quick success like we've discussed, but there is slow, sustainable success. And one actionable strategy to break the cycle. This is important. You should be writing it down because it's going to help you. So the actionable strategy to use is to focus on small, low-risk experiments and build support. Pick a tiny project. Let's say you want to start your own dropshipping brand. Pick a brand, one product, instead of you going and testing thousands of products or hundreds of products. Focus on one product, and trust me, if the product solves a problem, is proven to be solving a problem, it doesn't mean that product is saturated or it's not a winning product anymore. If it solves a problem and you have the right marketing angles, you can make that product a winner by just focusing on that tiny project. Like I said, focus on that one, go all in on that one product. So pick a tiny project or test that one product until you find success with it. It doesn't have to break the bank. Run an ad, try a micro campaign, launch organic Instagram reels. So there is always ways for you to find a product that's working for you without spending thousands and thousands on meta ads or TikTok ads. Block out days or hours where the outcome truly doesn't matter. Treat these as pure learning. This is important, okay? You have to make sure you block out days for you to just think and write down where you're heading, what are you trying to achieve. Always take a break, always step back a little bit, okay? Seek out peers and connect with other people. Do not isolate too long. This happens to every single solopreneur. If you are a solopreneur who's working from home and stuff like that, we seem to get a little bit isolated, and you don't want that. You should be able to network with people on X, Instagram, reach out to people, have some sort of mastermind. So try to leverage communities, okay? And also have an accountability group. Get someone and play the accountability game. Be like, okay, I'm going to do this, and if I don't achieve it, you hold me accountable to it and stuff like that. Or maybe you can join online masterminds. There are free ones, there are some that are paid ones, but just do not isolate, okay? Always prioritize self-care and mental reset. You can't outwork burnout. If you feel burnt out, you are done. And there's levels of burnout. You really don't want to be burnt out, because once you're burnt out, it's going to take you years to get back up to the top. And I've gone through this, and one of my best friends currently is going through this as well. He's a very successful entrepreneur. He's doing incredibly well, and he's done great stuff, but he's burnt out. Now he's stepped back, and he's going through a very, very tough time. It doesn't matter. He's got money in his bank account. He's got everything. He's got a loving family, but he's burnt out. He's completely burnt out. So I had to step back and, trying to get that self-care and that mental reset, because it's important. Always remember that your comeback is not about flipping the switch overnight. It's the compounding effect of persistent, honest action and surrounding yourself with the right support. And that's it for today, guys. Just this episode is all about, understanding certain things that will actually help you achieve great stuff in the future. Do not chase quick wins. If I would say please do not chase quick things. So again, guys, thanks for listening. And remember, every slow grind you push through is building foundation. Your overnight success will come, and it will last because you earned it. Piece by piece. And if this episode resonated, you can share it with someone else who's going through the hustling through setbacks or going through issues. This might help them. And for those of you who would like help start an e-commerce dropshipping brand the right way, and you want my direct guidance, you can always reach out to me on Instagram, or you can click on the link below and book a one-on-one strategy call with me, where I will take you through everything and make sure that we are a good fit and see if I will be able to actually help you. So click on the link below, book your free call, or reach out to me on Instagram. And with all of that said, thank you so much, guys, for giving me your ears, and I really appreciate it. And I will see you on the next episode. Take care.